Hi YouTube, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery. You can find me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. So as promised, I just got done shooting a video of telling you that we bought a new place and everything. So I brought that load of stuff that I had over, got it unloaded into the house. I'll go through it later. But anyhow, I decided to go ahead and show you the shop before lunch. So we'll go ahead and do this. Now I'm going to be hand holding you. This is, I don't really remember ever hand holding you before. Of course, now that I'm looking at you, there's a spot on that. There, okay. So with a little bit of luck, you know, I'll be able to kind of stay centered in the screen, you know, since this, you know, the viewfinder is behind you guys, and I usually have a mirror set up, and now I can't see what you're seeing. So let's just hope it works out all right. So anyhow, this is the garage, and then this here is from the garage, and that is the shop. I told you it's got 2.5 acres out here and over on that side. This is the dogs. They've just got like a little bitty dog run that the last owner left for us. Oh, here, we'll go say hi to them. They've been doing really good with this whole move thing. You know, it's got to be really stressful on a couple of puppies to be moving. But you guys remember Claire and Wyatt, the black one, and Doc, the yellow male. Yep. So here this spring, I've already got a couple of guys that have got bobcats and tractors, and we'll just get one of them to come by and dig me some post holes over there and finish fencing the place out, and then, you know, they'll have a nice the place is on 2.5 acres, but they'll end up with, I don't know, 1.5 acres, a yard, which is, you know, compared to what they did have, is a whole bunch. So anyhow, so this is a shop. Like I said, it's got a window on this side, entry door, a couple of, you know, smoker and a barbecue grill. You can't make knives without those. And here we go. Yeah, so the amount of light that we have in here right now sucks, but we'll fix that. And you know, it's 10 right now, so the only thing between us and the outside air is just that one layer of 10 right there. But we do have a nice window right here, which I'm pretty sure my workbench, my main workbench, is going to go there. And then another window, which I think I'm going to put the metal lathe there. So as we walk in, I think this is going to be like there's a wood stove over there. I don't think we can zoom in, but I guess I can walk you over. The fellow left a pretty ginormous wood stove, 8-inch flue. It's pretty big, I guess. I mean, that's only going to be the second one I've ever worked with. But one garage door, car garage door, electrical panel. I think that wood stove is going to go right here, right next to the door. And then this bench right here is going to be for my mini milling machine. So it'll go up against the wall, lathe. Not really sure what's going to go there yet. This right here, I kind of want to center my main workbench up so that I can look out the window while I'm you know, hand sanding or making sheaths or, you know, doing whatever, sharpening maybe. Kind of thinking like keep the arc welder and the MIG welder right here. This is going to be a bathroom, just a half bath. So a sink and a toilet. I've got this spring I'll go ahead and run a trench and bring water and sewer to this. Probably put a sewer clean out on the edge of the building there for the camper. So, you know, in case you know, somebody decides they want to come make knives for 2 or 3 days, where then, you know, they can stay in that camper and it can be hooked up. I'll have power and sewer run to it all the time. So anyhow, bathroom. This right here is going to be grinders. I'm pretty sure that's going to be grinders right here. And then the forges, you know, my forge tree, and then the power hammer. And then right here is where I'm pretty sure I'm going to put a hydraulic forging press for making more Damascus or pattern welded steel. This area right here is going to be kind of like car tools, you know, toolboxes. Probably put the lawnmower over there, and you know, probably store the pressure washer and, you know, some other stuff right there. This right here, those shelves are going to slide out, and this is going to be a dedicated walk-in meat cooler. You guys have probably seen my video where I have, you know, a takedown version of a walk-in meat cooler. Let's try some of this for a little bit. Well, no, I'll put you up here for a second. There, but you know how my walk-in meat cooler, it's half of my shed right now, you know, so the exterior walls stay insulated, the floor and the ceiling does, and then the interior wall, before hunting season, I put that interior wall up and then plug in the window AC units, and I have a walk-in meat cooler. And then at the end of the season, you know, I take down that interior wall, put it underneath the shed, put my lawnmower and weed eater back in there, and then the rest of the year it's just a storage shed. Well, this place has got enough room, and you know, hunting and you know, picking up animals from rancher friends of mine is kind of a big part of our diet. So with this place, it being all inside and everything, I'm going to go ahead and put a regular meat cooler in here that's not a takedown version, so it's going to stay up year round. And that's going to be really nice because every time you take it down and you put it back up, that insulation gets worn a little bit, you know, and then you start getting leaks here and there and having to patch them. So this right here is going to be really nice because I'll put it up once and it'll stay up. So it's going to be like a 4x8 sheet here, or a 4x8 you know, floor plan. Probably punch holes in the side of the building right here for the window AC units. I'm still going to have two of them, one on top and one on bottom. That way, in case one of them fails while I have meat hanging, all I got to do is swap over to the other one, finish hanging the meat, work it up and everything, and then when I've got downtime, then I can replace the other window AC unit. Probably a nice door on this side. You know, an actual like door, you know, instead of just panels going up, you know, to make it a little bit nicer and everything. This place does have 10-foot ceilings in it, so it will go, the cooler will go all the way to the ceiling. Is that a 10-foot? Yeah, that's 10-foot ceilings. And that'll be nice because that top 2 foot or so is really for your gambrels and your hoists. You know, I mean, you know, by the time you take you put a hook in the ceiling and then you hang a gambrel from it, and then you know, take, say, an antelope, and, you know, you hang its hind legs up on that gambrel, well, heck, you're, you know, that much just of hook, gambrel, and, you know, ankles on the antelope before you even get into hanging, you know, the rest of the carcass. So this will be pretty nice. And I'll probably end up putting like a, you know, like an A-frame right in front of it. So you know, you'll have your so this is 8 foot to that post to that wall is 8 foot. Okay, so just imagine, oh, right about here or so would be 4 foot. So then put like an A-frame out here, and I might even make it rollable. You know, so you have an A-frame with like a chain fall on the top, and then if you make it to where it's just underneath the top of the ceiling and put it on wheels, then I can bring it over here and, you know, back the truck up into here, roll that A-frame over the bed, drop a hook down, pick up an elk or half a beef or whatever, pick it up, roll the whole thing this way, and then, you know, have the gambrel in there on a hoist, so I can just reach it in, grab a hold of it, pull it up, disconnect it, you know, and move it on. That way, you don't have to manhandle quite so much weight. This last summer, I think, was when I got a half a beef from a friend of mine, and You know, you think of half a beef. Well, I mean, if it's too heavy, you just cut it in half again, and then you have quarters, right? Well, let me tell you, a quarter of a steer, I didn't weigh the thing before I, brought it home, but so I showed up, they had a half a steer hanging there, right? He cut it in half and dropped the front shoulder quarter into my truck on a tarp. And then he unhooked the back quarter and dropped it into my truck. I brought it home, put it on a game cart, took it around into the back, into the cooler. Everything was going all right so far, right? Well, now I needed to hang that quarter of a beef up in my meat locker. Well, you need to have a hand to be able to put the gambrel or the rope or whatever onto the hook, right? Which means you got one arm to manhandle a quarter of a steer and get it, pick it up, get it up, lift it up high enough, and then manhandle it over there and then hook it in. Boy, that's an awful lot of weight for one arm. So this time when I'm building this, since this is going to be permanent, I'm going to build it so that, I don't have to do, I can do that again if I need to, but I'd really rather not. So, a nice A-frame on wheels, to be moving deer and elk and everything into the cooler. And then you could also use it for picking up an engine or, out of a truck or something. Or if my boy wants to do a body-off restoration on an old Volkswagen Bug, we can use that A-frame and pick the body up off of the frame. It would come in handy. So, and it'll probably only take me an afternoon to build one. So anyway, yeah, kind of like general tools and working on car stuff. The meat locker, this will have floor-to-ceiling shelves, just for storage of different parts and everything. And then up in the rafters, we'll put the kayaks and, all that kind of stuff. The insulation, what I'm going to do is this stuff right here. This is the same stuff that I built that meat locker out of. It's, this is 1.5 inches, just styrofoam. And so it'll get cut and it'll fit in between these studs behind the poles. And I'll probably just stop at that. Probably do that all the way around. And then just stop right there for a little bit. Then I'm going to have to go ahead and wire in outlets, for the grinders and the power hammer and, all the machinery and everything. And then probably go ahead and with these really big plastic fender washers, do the ceiling in this also. Instead of doing like a drywall ceiling or a metal ceiling and then blowing in insulation, I think I'm just going to take this stuff and then just panel the top of it and then have, 3 or 4 sections in different places up in the ceiling, where you can drop that panel, it'll be on hinges, and then you can stick a kayak or whatever up in the ceiling. And I think that'll work out pretty good. Let's see, the other big plans, like I said, the bathroom, running water and sewer to it. Probably this spring also, I'm going to bring natural gas to this place. And then eventually we'll put a probably attic mounted natural gas furnace, forced air with actual ducting. I'm planning on spending the next 40 years making knives here, so I might as well make it cozy. But anyway, yeah, and more lights. These lights right here, they kind of seem okay, but you just can't have enough light working in a shop. If in Bob Lovelace's, one of his videos, he talks about the importance of light on your eyes, and as we age and get older and you start not being able to get enough light, and he says, man, if you start off with plenty of light to begin with, it really slows that down. So this place does need more light, and we'll get it in. But anyways, so this is the shop, guys. Like I said, actually here, I tell you, I am super stoked about this window. I mean, even though it's filthy and everything, look at that, it's a window. I've never had a window in a shop before. So I'll be able to open up the window and let air come in if I'm grinding like bone or horn or something like that. Get a nice breeze. I'll probably end up putting another window in somewhere or other for a swamp cooler. So we'll have heat and cooling year round. Another great thing about the place is, like I said, 2.5 acres. Well, you saw the nearest house is right there. See through the bugs and the mud and everything. And then the next nearest house is kind of behind us. We'll take a look at him. There's his garage. So about 100 yards away or so, which my old shop. Where am I going to set you down for a second here? It's probably kind of dark in here though. My old shop, it being inside city limits and everything, I think my neighbor, the closest neighbor to my shop, his living room wall, I would guess is probably 30 feet from the exterior wall of my garage, my old shop. So this place right here, going from 30 feet to your nearest neighbor to 100 yards, I'm pretty sure I won't have a whole lot of problems bothering the neighbors with noise, with forging or grinding or anything like that, especially once I get it all insulated. That should dampen the sound down enough to where, I don't have to worry about bothering the neighbors anymore, which is really cool. So anyway, I'll probably go ahead and give you a couple of updates, as I bring stuff in, and that way you kind of get to see what goes into moving a knife maker shop. Even though it's a fairly small, modest shop, there's still a whole bunch of tooling packed into that old place. And it'll come in here and it'll get spread out, and then I'd guess probably 5-10 years later I'll have this one filled up, and then I might have to build another shop right next to it, which there's several people out here that have got 2 or 3 different shops, on their place. So that's a possibility if I need it. So anyway, again, I am super excited to finally get into a shop that's detached from the house, that I don't have to worry about bothering the neighbors, that's very close to the hospital, that has windows. Oh my God, these windows, windows, just amazing. Anyway, so I'm pretty excited about the whole place, and I just wanted to share it with y'all. So again, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery. You can visit me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope my hand holding the camera and setting you down in places didn't make you too dizzy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.